think you just came out of the rehab center. So what was life like? You tell me.
I don't know. Yeah, I had that big cafe brace on.
Yeah.
I couldn't walk without a walking stick or a crutch at the time.
Yeah.
But when I didn't have that cafe brace on, I couldn't walk.
Yeah, that's true. And so were you able to did you do lots of walking when you had that brace on or not really?
Nah, because it would rub and then it get all sore on my leg and all that. Get a solid plastic one.
And it was quite heavy, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I had to swing my leg out to walk.
Yes, you did. I remember that. I remember that very clearly.
It was not fun.
No.
I had a few trips because of that.
Go on.
I had a few trips because of that, because where I swing it out, and because I ain't got the peripheral vision on the left, I clip anything and everything.
Yeah, that did happen.
Yeah.
And
even when we put the bending bit in,
yes,
after a year or so,
yes,
my leg would still automatically swing because I had it on, and I broke my knee, Kat.
You did. You did. Yes. Now, do you remember why can you tell people why you had to wear the knee brace? What happened during the accident? What happened to your knee?
My knee just got completely severed, really. Both my ACL and PCL snapped.
Yeah.
So I had to have donor ones,
which we did.
Yeah, and then they put them in there.
Yeah.
And
before they did that, we did quite a lot of rehab before then, didn't we?
Yeah, to make my legs stronger again, because weak where I hadn't been used.
I think you had the donor ligament around 2015.
Yeah, about that, yeah.
And then we had more rehab after that, once the ligaments came in, and we worked on getting your legs stronger as well, didn't we?
Yeah, we had loads more.
Yeah.
A lot more intense and all.
Yes, that's true. So I'm going to take you back a little bit. When we first started, right, in 2013, we got you the hand BNS system, right?
Yeah.
But before we did that, take me back and tell me, what were you able to do with your arm or your hand before we first started, or when we first started?
Couldn't do nothing.
No?
No, couldn't open it. And I had to wear like a little splint thing in the night, because I can wear it in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I could wear it in the day, but mainly for night, because so it wouldn't get on my nerves. So that my mum had to prise my fingers open, and she thought she'd just snap them and all that to get them onto this
splint.
Yeah, onto the splint, and then strap it all in.
And could you move your arm?
Not very well. Very limited.
Okay. Could you touch your face or your nose?
It's always in that sort of situation.
Uh-huh.
It's weird.
Okay. And then we started using the hand BNS.
Yeah.
And then we started some arm strengthening.
Yeah.
Right. And we started your leg strengthening. So we did both side by side with the leg BNS and the hand BNS. Yeah. So when we first started off, we were working on your hand, right? So we used the hand BNS to be strengthening on your hand. And then we started using the BNS after a few months, once you started to get some strength going in these muscles. Then we started to work on strengthening your shoulder and your elbow.
Sounds right.
And then we started to do some activities where you could reach and where you could move balls around in physio. Yeah. And then we kind of progressed to doing so much more. You want to talk about what you did after that? Wow. What did we do in physio and in personal training? So we had to do the early rehab so we could open up many more options of what you were able to do with your arm. So we started off with some mat-based work. where you were working on planks, on side planks, and really getting some strength going in that arm?
Yeah, that's so fun. It started very hard.
Yeah.
It's not easy now, but back then, I've nearly fallen down all the time.
But you kept getting up.
Well, I'm not a quitter.
No, no, you're not. You're so hardworking and so motivated. And so during that, we were doing personal training and physio, right? But what was cool was that you were able to start to move your arm much more.
Yeah.
So then we could do some really nice coordinated things like boxing with personal training. You could do the battle ropes. You remember? Yeah.
Hard work, but fun.
Yeah. What did you enjoy about all of those activities when you were able to do more with your arm? What did you like about physio and personal training then?
I enjoyed it because I used to be into it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But the more thing was I personally could see the improvements and the results in what I was doing to then help my arm and my legs, everything just start coming together, kind of thing.
Cool. So during your rehab, right, we only saw each other once a week, but you had your home program and we set you up with a program. Once your leg was stable, you could go to the gym. And part of that program was every day to do stretches, strengthening exercises, and your leg bi-ness and your hand bi-ness training, right? So if you look back, right, so since 2017, right, in 2018, we started to taper your rehab off and we only saw each other once every 3 months. And you started to go to the gym. And at that point, you were going out and doing more walking every day, right?
Yeah.
And then last year, we got you to the point where you were doing 10K walks and you were joining a walking club. Do you remember you were going for much longer walks?
Yeah, I can tell you something about that yesterday.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And we know how much you love being outdoors and you love walking.
Love it.
Yeah. So how has life changed? Because I wrote a list of so many more things that you can do now that weren't possible then. What are some of those things? So what were you for the last few years, what have you been doing more of?
Hell of a lot.
Give me some examples. Like what?
Wow. Yesterday, me and John walked over the fields where I could actually climb over the stiles.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Where before I wouldn't be able to do that, would I? Especially with that big cafe brace on.
True.
I couldn't bend my leg. Mental. So I was going over the fields, over the stiles, walking, even like steadying myself as I was going down hills. Then obviously having to go up other hills.
And this is all without a walking stick?
Yeah, just with my stem.
Just your stem. Cool. Yeah. And so how long were you out walking?
Altogether, roughly 4 hours.
Wow, Dan, that's incredible.
Well, we walked all the way to Chippenham over the fields, then just walked like roadway on the way back.
Wow, that's amazing. You must have done way more than, 18,000 steps? Easily.
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 It's about 5 to 6 miles to Chippenham.
Wow, that is incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. And what were some of the other things that you were doing as well? So I know before COVID, right?
Yeah.
You would be going away twice a year.
Roughly, yeah.
On holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you be doing when you were going away?
Walking. I even been on, I walked up. How was it? What's that, volcano-y thing in Sicily, I think?
Yes, Mount Etna.
Yeah, so I walked up that.
Wow.
That was pretty cool.
And you like going on cruise holidays, don't you?
Yeah, I don't mind them, yeah.
And you're out and about, walking, sightseeing, seeing different places.
Yeah, I can't stay on the boat. You pay to see things. Might as well go out and see it.
Absolutely.
The only ones I didn't do is the early morning ones because that's not me.
No.
No way. Getting up on holiday, getting up at 5 o'clock is not what I call a holiday.
No. And you like some city breaks as well, going away for the weekends, sightseeing?
Yeah, but I had that, was it a week or a really long weekend in Budapest?
That's right. That sounded amazing.
It was. I do recommend it. After all this rubbish is gone, I do recommend it.
I'll put that on my list.
And where Monica, she's like originally from there, she knew whereabouts to get what they call it, like rent an apartment out, like people do, they buy it and then rent it out. And we had one of them, and we stock our own food and whatever else. But she knew what food to get as when we're out and about, and I had a real goulash, which is pretty nice. And I had this really weird thing. It's like donuts we have with like jam and custard in it. It's like that sort of pastry, but a little bit harder and about a foot long.
Yeah.
Filled with whatever filling you want, like Nutella or whatever.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Was it nice?
It was gorgeous, and like because it didn't cost that much either. So we had that, but we had a little bit during the night as we were walking back, and then we had the rest of it during the day the next day.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, she took me to all the sites and that. I even walked up a massive hill to go and see all these ruins on top of the hill. And then we got like a ski lift on the way back down.
Dan, that sounds amazing.
It was. And it was always hot there as well. So happy days.
It's so cool.
It was like it was yesterday there all the time.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I admit, that was when I had a bit more hair as well. So. I didn't get burning up bad either.
And then when you're back in the UK, you love being outdoors and you also love gardening. So that was another thing that as you started to become more mobile and as your hands started to be able to move more and get stronger, you were able to do more. So gardening and what else did you like doing outdoors?
Well, in the garden, I've actually doing veg and actual plants and flowers and trees and whatever else.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun.
That is so nice. I love that.
Well,
so
someone keeps on bringing me stuff and I have to put it all up.
I have loved witnessing your transformation and I love working together.
We have a laugh though, innit?
We do, don't we?
You can't be serious about it. If you have got a massive brain injury, well, not massive one, but if you've got a brain injury and you've been either close to death or have died before and then come back, or you've had a stroke, which has been a massive wake-up call, or anything that's been serious, or you've been born with it, then life is too short. So you cannot just sit on your bum doing nothing. You've got to push yourself to then become, in a sense, a better person, a better version of yourself. And if you're a better person, a better version of yourself, you feel better about yourself, you get your confidence. Maybe not if you had before, if you've had an accident, but then it builds up the more you do. And then you enjoy life instead of moping around. And it gets you out there more.
It does, doesn't it? You do so much. Go dancing, bowling, on walks, on holidays, gardening, walking dogs, and having fun.
Oh, yeah. And then it makes, well, I was sociable anyway, but it makes you, after you, because when I had my accident, after that, I wasn't that sociable because I didn't trust myself. And you get down about, what can I say? Can I do it or not? But then if you do get out there and actually start talking to people and act as you normally would, they don't even notice you've had a brain injury. It's mental. They'll be like, oh, I never guessed you had a brain injury. I'm like, I can't remember that girl's name. That's the one thing that annoys me, my memory about certain things. I think it's Jess that I've talked to a few times who's been there, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, she's quality. She's got a nice puppy and all.
Yeah, she does.
Cute little dog. But yeah, so she's getting out there and doing it. So she's another one who pushed herself to go on and do more. And she's in a good city where I am. But I go to Bristol, which ain't that big, but wow, it's not as big as London, but it's bigger than where I live. I walk around, don't care. But that's only because of all the help you, Portia, Ryan gave me to get this far and give me the confidence that I've got now to then push myself to do like the home exercises as well and to go to the gym and have all the programs that I've had and got to then just to keep improving and improving and improving.
True. It's amazing.
You can't improve unless you push yourself.
Thank you, Dad.
That's
so
right.
True. It's true, right?
Yeah, but I'm only being honest because since my brain injury, that's mainly all I can do is to be honest, but sometimes too honest. But
honesty is always good.
Yeah.
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 And it's your truth, and that's important.
Oh, yeah. But then I get in different, what are they called, occasions, I can get in trouble for that.
Oh, Dan, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview.
It's fine.
It's so wonderful, and I hope that everyone else who watches this gets loads of value because, you know, all the wisdom that you've shared.
I won't say wisdom.
Well, it is wisdom. You've gained that knowledge, that experience, that insight through your own journey, right?
Yeah, and I just really do. I really do hope I can help people.
You are.